Alright guys, this is another tutorial. After a while I'm trying to update this channel more often, but here today you're here with another tutorial, and in this exercise we are going to do some modeling of radiation and natural convection. I noticed that a lot of you guys are interested in modeling the radiation as well as the natural convection, so here is the combination of both. In this tutorial you will learn how to model a very basic case of a two-dimensional square box that is actually doing both radiation and natural convection. You will use the radiation models in Fluent, you will use the Boussinesq model for density, and you will set up the boundary condition for heat transfer problem that involves natural convection and radiation. So let's just move to the explanation of the geometry. This is a very simple geometry. This is a square box, as you can see, a square box of L 1 meter, and at the left side you have the temperature, you have a valve that has a temperature of 1000 Kelvin, and on the right side you have another valve that has a temperature of 2000, and top and bottom valves are adiabatic. So you can see that you have both radiation and natural convection, which is going to be circulation of the flow in this enclosed square box. I'm going to divide this video to two parts. In the first part I'm just going to make the geometry, this very simple geometry, and mesh it, and in the second part I will do the Ansys Fluent simulation part. So let's just jump to the Ansys workbench, and here I'm going to drag the fluid flow Fluent. The first thing you have to do is to make sure that your analysis type is 2D in the geometry side, and just right click on the space claim geometry module. So you can see that the space claim is starting up. Yes. So first of all I would like to select my sketch on XY plane, and then my plan view. So the next thing I would like to change is my default units for the length, which is millimeter. I would like to change it to meter. I press OK, and then the next one is I'll just try to make a rectangle of 1 meter and 1 meter. Here you are. Yeah, and then just return to the 3D mode. Geometry is made, as simple as you can see here, and then I will close it, and in the next part I will go to the mesh. So the meshing is quite simple. I have another tutorial showing how to do some meshing. You can go back to my channel and look for that tutorial. So the geometry is loading. Here's the geometry. So if I just press on the mesh, you see this mesh. First of all I would like to add the face meshing. Select this geometry, apply, then press generate. The mesh is much better, but still it's not what we want. Then the next step is to add some sizing. I will select the edge, these 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that you keep the control while you're selecting all the edges. Apply, 4 edges are selected, and then the next is I would like to change the number of divisions to 100 for these 4 edges, and of course I would like to have the finer mesh around the edges, around the corners and around the walls. So therefore I would like to use some bias, and the bias I will use is this one with the bias factor of 10. I think I selected the wrong one. So yeah. So as you can see that with this bias, the mesh are concentrated around the corners. So if I make the generate, yeah, look at the mesh, now it's much better. That's what we like. In the next part, again, I would like to give it some names. So create name selection, I call it top. You can see that the top is generated. Then this one is right. This is called right. And then this one is left wall, and this one is the bottom wall. The naming helps you in the next part when you're trying to model your geometry or trying to model your problem in Ansys Fluent. And here we are. Let's make the generate again. Look at the mesh, it looks perfect. I'll just close the mesh tool, and I'll update it here. So I'm just waiting to see if the update works. Yep, you can see that the mesh, both mesh and geometry, are updated and are good to go for the setup and modeling in the Ansys Fluent itself. This is the first part of this tutorial. I'm going to make it short and precise for each part so that you can follow it better. Hopefully I'm coming with the second part very quickly today or tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.